Hey there, Spyral Gang! Long time no see! I took a break during the Super Heavy Samurai format, plus the holidays and all that jazz, but I have come back to you after this long hiatus to give you a new iteration of Spyral. Snake-Eye Spyral. Snake-Eye is the latest, greatest archetype from Konami that's currently putting up like tier 0 level results in the TCG and pretty dang good results in the OCG, but it got released to Master Duel way ahead of schedule compared to like the other fire archetypes it was seemingly designed to support, whether it be like Rescue Ace not having all of their support, or Fire King not getting its new support that kind of combos and makes it work well with the Snake Eye stuff. It's just not here. The typical wisdom at that point would just be to run pure Snake Eyes. It's puts up the solid board, and pure Snake Eyes is one of the variants that is like in the tier 0 status in the TCG. You can back it up with a lot of hand traps, and it puts up a pretty reasonable board. But a hand trap bozo deckless putting up a medium combo isn't what I'm interested in. I'm interested in degenerate Spyral bullshit, and that's what this deck gets you. So here is the Spyral version of Snake Eyes. The funny thing about Snake Eye as an engine is it's incredibly robust at making link material, something that Spyral already enjoys. I mean, Spyral plays Dangers for the same reason in the past, because Dangers are good at making link material. But Snake Eyes can also just readily access the Spyral engine with its own combo, thanks to the combination of Flamberge being a dragon and all the little Snake Eyes being level 1s, so you can make a Wrestle Starling. Dragon plus Starling goes into Romulus. Romulus searches Dragon Ravine. Dragon Ravine gets to Destrudo. Destrudo gets to Ancient Fairy Dragon. And Ancient Fairy Dragon pops your Ravine to get you a Resort. You play Resort, search Quick Fix, and Ancient Fairy Dragon special summons Quick Fix, and special summoning Quick Fix without using a normal summon is Spyral combo, because you can just search, drone, and normal summon it. So I'm going to show you that combo, and that's kind of the basic idea here. The specific combo that I'm going to do is going to be the Mjolnir combo for the first one, and I might do something different for the second one to show you what normal summon Snake Eye Ash can do. But this is just like my bread and butter, but you can basically do any Spyral combo you can imagine off of special summoning a Snake Eye Ash off of Diabellstar, or Wanted, or 1-for-1. The only interesting thing is that Snake Eye Ash normal summon on its own doesn't technically get you to a full Spyral combo. It gets you to like it gets you to Spyral, but it's going to be like Apo Sleeper and maybe one more thing. It's not going to be like the full combo you're used to. But Snake Eye Ash also combos with basically every part of the engine. If you have a Souls, it full combos with that. If you have a Quick Fix, it full combos with that. I think if you even have a Super Agent or a Drone, it full combos with that, because you can Ancient Fairy Dragon special summon the Drone, then Agent Effect, and then get into Helix, and you're good to go. I think you might have like skipped Sleeper in those instances, but it's fairly close. So, you know, this is a really strong combo deck, and it gets to do little funny things like run Where Art Thou and Jack in the Hand. Historically, I'm a big opponent of Where Art Thou. I do not like this card in regular Spyral builds, because you just, even with 9 Souls and 3 Fix and 3 Spyral Resorts, you just end up drawing this without any way to get to a level 1. But now that we're running, I don't know, all these Diabellstars and all these Snake Eyes that can turn on Where Art Thou, and all these Wanteds to get to Diabellstar, it's actually way more consistent. But I'm still only running 2 because you don't want to overload on it. Secondly, we're playing Jack in Hand. This is a card that I've used in like kind of silly Spyral builds before, where I was like doing Norther-ass hand loops, and I would use it to give my opponent the choice of a Kurikara, a Quick Fix, or a Souls. And it basically would always end up being Souls, because they would take Quick Fix, or my choice of the 2, because they would take Kurikara, hoping that they could use it against me going second, and then I would just hand loop it out of their hand. But in this deck, you could just use it to make it another copy of Snake Eye Ash, Magician Souls, or Quick Fix. And the only reason I'm not running 3 of them is because you don't want to draw 2 of them. Simple as that. So I just kind of like, I've all these kind of conditional cards that you really only want to draw 1 of, like Illusion of Chaos and Preparation of Rites, Where Art Thou, and Jack in Hand. I'm kind of doing an even 2-2 split on them, because while they're good, you don't want to draw too many of them, right? And other than that, it's a pretty straightforward Spyral list. Just all the Spyral engine, you know, your Maxi outs with the Call by Cross out, and Ash Blossom, and Maxi itself, of course, because you got to play this idiot to play the game. I'm also throwing in a slower Swallow just as a free extender off Wrestle Starling. You could cut this in this version of the build. You could also just run like a DD Crow, but it is a decent level 1 extender, which you can get off like a Where Art Thou, or just in general throughout the combo you'll have 2 level 1s in the field to summon it, so it's like a pretty solid extender. But this is not necessary. If you did cut this and didn't replace it with a DD Crow, I would like change Wrestle Starling out for like what's the other one? It's like a Ensemble or Assembled Nightingale, yeah. Or you could actually throw in Ensemble Robin too, I think, just because like you could just end on this if you don't need it. and this would just be like another piece of the board. Like say you already drew Dragon Ravine or Destrudo and you don't need to use the Snake-Eye stuff to do that, you could just make that a piece of the board. That's like an idea if you weren't using the Slower Swallow setup with Restful Starling. But yeah, that's it everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get into the combo and see you there. Alright, so here we are with the regular combo. We're going to open up with Wanted. It works functionally the same as you open up Diabellstar as well. I'm going to add our Diabellstar. This just gets you a card draw. It's better than Diabellstar for that reason. Though it plays into Droll, I guess, which is something. And we're going to summon Diabellstar. We're just going to pitch this... I guess we're going to pitch this original Symbol Spoils. It doesn't really matter. There's a second one in the deck explicitly for this reason. Because you want to be able to plus off everything you play. And we'll summon Snake-Eye Ash off of Snake-Eye's original, or the original Sinful Spoil Snake-Eyes. These cards have some funky names. Alright. And again, the reason you play 2 Popular is to minimize the chance you draw 2 and need to do the Snake-Eye combo. Because you need to be able to add it. Spyral's a little better about this because we have Illusion of Chaos. So sometimes if we do draw double Poplar, we can maybe shuffle one back. But it doesn't come up very much. It's part of like the appeal of 60 card decks is you can like run these 2 of ratios without really messing up your combos. And so now we use Snake Eye's Ash effect. So this is going to be a little different from your typical Snake Eyes. You know, normally a Snake Eyes combo would maybe go into Link Rebo here with Poplar. But we're just trying to get Flamberge and 2 level 1s on the field, and this is kind of the efficient way to do that. Also, a shout out goes to Pushean, who I believe is the first person to post like this particular combo. A lot of people have been working on it. You know, working on the Snake Eyes Spiral synergies ever since Snake Eyes came out. But I think Pushean's the one that did this first. All right, so some Flamberge, or published it first. Alright, we'll go into Restful Starling. You don't need to worry about the first effect. Use the second effect. Detaching Ash. You don't want to detach Poplar because you want to use that to chain block later. So we're going to hold Poplar as a material for now. Now we can go to Dragon Ravine via Romulus. Dragon plus Winged Beast. Search Dragon Ravine. It's so crazy that Ancient Fairy Dragon's legal again. So, you use Romulus, then you chain block Romulus with Flamberge, and then just to play around weird stuff like, you know, Skullmeister, you can chain block Flamberge with Popular. And I typically put Flamberge in the Spell Trap Zone because you can send it off of Last Resort to +2 to get the Revive effect on later turns. Yeah, it's not doing anything in your graveyard, and we're not like a true Snake Eyes deck where we recur and play multiple Flamberge and like recur it multiple times and set it multiple times and stuff like that. That is just not our game. Discard this pointless Maxi. Send Destrudo. While we're here, we'll special summon this Restful Starling, or not the Slower Swallow that we got off Restful Starling. And we don't ever use Wanted until like we need to. Like if you get hand trapped at a certain point, you need to draw a card to see if you can extend. That's where you would use Wanted. But also, you know, you don't want to draw any of the cards you're going to search. That's just like a general Spiral rule. And no targets for the second effect. Okay, so Ancient Fairy Dragon, make sure to do the second effect. You don't want to mess up and use your first effect before you have your quick fix in hand. So always choose the second effect. And search Spyral Resort. Obviously, I already had a Spyral Resort in hand, but you know, +1. Alright, so now we can go get quick. Another fun thing about this combo is, as you've seen, I've already gone through. Even if I didn't open Wanted, let's say I opened just Diabellstar, I would still get original Sinful Spoils, the Field Spell, Dragon Ravine, and a Spyral Resort all before Selene. So Selene is always online with this variant of the combo, which is not something you can technically say for Souls and Quick Fix, right? You have to like do more wonky combos for that to work. And yeah, we're going to special summon Quick Fix. And go get Drone here, because we still have our normal summon. That's kind of the beauty of this combo. And we're going to go ahead and make Puzzlamino, because we need to clear our spaces for Double Helix. We need to put Double Helix here, obviously. You could like change where you put things, but the reason I put Romulus over here is so that I can put Puzzlamino in this far left zone. Right, this is the primo time to place it. Alright. And then Drone, and this is, as you might expect, Spiral combo. Now we have our zone set up. If you're playing like a relinquished anima, you could also do like Celine stuff here. Call monster. Some master plan. Oh, hold on. We got to get the royal master plan. Got to flex on them. Do not trigger your Puzzlemino here. That would be bad. And then you get, it doesn't really matter the order, but we're going to get rescue mission here. Going to make Celine. And with this combo, you search Sleeper and Quick Fix with your Master Plan effect here. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And another fun thing about this combo is we're going to use Borg Blocker later, and you always get to add this Spyral Resort because you go through 2 Spyral Resorts through this combo. It's very nifty. Alright, then we get the other Quick Fix. Now I get to Celine. So a Master Plan. Get Assault Mission so we can get this second Quick Fix onto the field. This card with Borg Blocker. And Assault Mission and Quick Fix. And that is how we get to our Nefarious Archfiend guy in this combo. We have a Earth Monster we can send to the graveyard, and a Spellcaster. So the Celine won't turn into this fella. Bam. And of course, he's going to summon. And again, you're not going to use your Puzzlemino effect yet. Doesn't really matter what you summon here, I don't think. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter which one it is, you're just going to use level 1. So this Quick Fix effect won't resolve because it's negated. But if your opponent is holding an Ash stupidly and they throw it here, that'd be funny. Now you make a Link Karibo. And now, finally, discarding this rescue mission we searched earlier, we can go ahead and use our Puzzlemino effect. So, Quick Fix effect to get our last resort, and we'll chain block the Quick Fix effect, I guess, because you can't really chain block the Puzzlemino. Turning Quick Fix into a level 5, and this is just the typical Mjolnir combo at this point. Like, even this little triangle setup is the same setup I had with my previous Mjolnir combo, right? Where you send the Celine to make use of the setup. So we'll go ahead and make a Quinn Query just to get these guys off the field. At this point, all we need to do is summon Master Plan and make Curious. Then I'll get another rescue mission. And you go ahead and make Curious. And do not use your Quinn Query. That would be a huge mistake. But we searched everything we want to search out of the deck of relevance so far. We'll go ahead and send our Mjolnir. And there's nothing that we really worry about being milled at this point. You know, losing our second big red would be like slightly annoying, but not relevant. And go ahead and use Quinn Query, detaching Quick Fix. And now this is kind of like the rank 1 Xyz play that we used with Dullahan in the past. This recycles our Quick Fix. You summon Mjolnir to your opponent's side of the field, and that locks them out of special summoning, making you immune to Kaijus and such. And at this point, it's just about constructing the board. So we're gonna Quick Fix. We still have one more rescue to get, so we're gonna open up with Master Plan. Get a rescue. I'm going to Quick Fix, discard a rescue. And at this point, we have searched every single card out of our deck that we can search. Because we're going to get our last big red here. And it is at this point you'll use Wanted because you have nothing else to search. So you might as well do that. And you kind of want to get this Sinful Spoils back in the deck just in case. And we drew a Diabellstar, which is awesome, right? That's like amazing follow-up for next turn. That's just like a, you know, a +1 that you get throughout the combo. So at this point, we just need to construct. So we're going to make Do I have enough material for... It depends on what you want to do, right? So this Mjolnir could technically crash into Puzzlamino, which is not good. So like to avoid, your stuff being susceptible to being attacked, you'll just... we'll do it with these guys over here, because they're not doing anything. If you didn't have to go through your Restal Starling, because let's say you hard drew Dragon Ravine and or Destrudo, and you already have like a Spyral Resort or something into play, you could actually make a Restal Starling here, but with the quick fixes, because you have a second quick fix in Graveyard throughout this combo, but it's not necessary. So you make Appaloosa. Make Tri-Gate Wizard. And we'll finally use our last rescue, Engrave, to summon Double Helix. If you wanted to, you could use Quick Fix in this extra rescue mission to make a 4-material Appaloosa. That's also an option, especially if you don't bother with the Puzzlamino stuff. So a 4-material Appaloosa is an option here, but it's kind of overkill, and I like having the follow-up of... boop, boop, boop. We'll banish this Quick Fix. I like having the follow-up of Rescue Engrave... a set rescue, and well, you also want to banish the Quick Fix off Sleeper, so it lets you get... So if you did not have that Quick Fix in Graveyard to banish because you had to use him to make the big Appaloosa, you would have to banish your Spyral Resort or your Drone, and those are cards I like to have for follow-up on the next turn. So you end your turn, Borg Blocker will return this Spyral Resort. I guess you could get these field spells too, so it's not like the end of the world, but Spyral Resort is better. And you'll Spyral Resort. Because we have Rescue Mission set, we don't really need to recycle a Drone, but you could recycle an Ash to summon off of Diabellstar, or an Oak to summon off of Ash, because you already have... You should still have a third Ash in deck for follow-up with this extra Diabellstar. And yeah, that's the combo, and now we're just going to watch the Monarch bot fail to do anything about it. But yeah, this is basically how it goes. They're going to attribute some of this Mjolnir. Ooh, hello. Uh-oh. Monarch bot's got me needing to use Tri-Gate Wizard. Hot damn. It doesn't really matter. If this was a real game even, you could actually let that resolve, because you still have Sleeper plus Mjolnir, and they can't really do anything else, right? And this is the typical thing. Oh, I'm going to set my Imperms or my Call by the Graves or whatever, and then you have Sleeper, right? Sleeper just outs that stuff. I guess your biggest worry would be Fluwandereeze with Dark Ruler no more, because that's the thing that wouldn't care about Mjolnir. But if you saw it was Fluwandereeze with your Drone, you would just make a big Appo and Sleeper and just hold all for follow-up. But yeah, here's the combo, and aside from this Spyral Resort, which we hard drew at the beginning, you end up with a Spyral Resort on field, in hand, a big red Sleeper, and a set rescue mission, and as further hilarious follow-up, you can it's not gonna... I have to clear zones here to do it, but just demonstrating the last little bit of funny Spyral follow-up in the setup. You can Last Resort, send your Flamberge, and Flamberge triggers, summoning your Snake. I guess I could have put more link material into there, because I could add Poplar if I had the second Poplar in rotation. I think I milled the second Poplar. It's not very relevant. I mean, this board is more than enough to win the game. Anyhow, that's just the regular Wanted / Diabellstar combo, with the exception of if you open just Diabellstar, you don't get that free draw off Wanted unless you also had Wanted. Let's say you milled Wanted off Curious, that could happen randomly, so you're not going to get that draw otherwise. But yeah, that's the combo, and it makes an amazing Mjolnir board, and it's all off one true card and 2 discards, right? Because you have to discard for you functionally have to discard for Diabellstar, and you functionally have to discard for Dragon Ravine, though you plus enough along the way that it's not a big deal. Anyhow, let's get on to the next bit. I'm going to show you a slightly different variation of the deck, and how to combo off of just regular Snake-Eye Ash on a normal summon. Alright, so here we are with a different version of the same idea, the SPYRAL Snake-Eye combo. And this is from KevinOG. This is the variant he kind of settled on this season, and presumably going into the future. And he's basically doing the same thing I'm doing. The only major difference I've made to his list is I put in the third Snake-Eye Ash. He's only running 2, because I want to show off the normal summon capability of it in this deck. Now, I will preface this by saying just normal summon Ash doesn't get you to everything that this deck is capable of doing. If you pull off, the Souls plus Quick Fix combo, or open up with Wanted or Diabellstar to special summon Ash, you can actually get the full combo of Tri-Gate Wizard setup, Appaloosa, Firewall Dragon Singularity, code linked to the Tri-Gate Wizard, giving you a double bounce effect and some graveyard disruption if necessary, and a Secret Village, because if you go through the full combo, you get the Secret Village, where, like, if you have a 2-card combo, for instance, Diabellstar plus Souls or something, or even Snake-Eye Ash plus Souls, just another way to get into the Spiral engine on top of the Snake-Eye stuff, or Souls Quick Fix will get you to Dragon Ravine, and then that'll get you to Secret Village. So, the general idea of this is that this is a better version of the deck for doing normal summon Ash, because Kevin's not running Curious, so he has no need for Link Karibo, and he replaces that with Relinquished Anima, a card that you would maybe see in pure Snake-Eye variants when they aren't, fighting for extra deck space with other stuff. It's really good with level 1 setups, and especially good with Magician Souls, but in this deck specifically, on top of doing all that, is it helps you enable Selene, which is very important for the normal summon Snake-Eye Ash combo. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you how far you can get on just a normal summon of Snake-Eye Ash. Alright, so here we are back against the poor Monarch Bard, our favorite punching bag, and this is a perfect hand to show off just normal summon Snake-Eye Ash as a hand you might run into. Of course, I do have this 1-for-1, which is immense follow-up, but we're just gonna pretend it's regular Snake-Eye Ash, normal summon, nothing else. Alright, so we're gonna use Popular Effect, summon. So the combo is going to look pretty much identical up until the point where we get into the Spiral stuff, because it is identical, basically, aside from the fact that you have normal summoned Ash instead of special summoning it. It's the same sequence to get to the same amount of material and the same access to the Spiral engine. So, sorry for being a little boring and repeating the thing, but hey, maybe you need a primer, you just want to see it again, so you get it better memorized. It took me a while to kind of get a hang of the Snake-Eye scars. They're not, like, extremely complicated, but they are a little weird to use and to combo around. But they do just generate a crap ton of material, which is something that Spyral loves. Now, this is important. In this deck, you have to run Recital Starling. It's not going to matter for specifically this combo, but if you're doing the more powerful combos like Special Summon Snake-Eye Ash or any kind of 2-card combo, the Recital Starling is how the deck gets to Romulus in the regular combo to access Ancient Fairy Dragon, to access Secret Village via popping anything, really. So there's no choice of what rank 1 you're using like there was in the other deck. You definitely need it. Also, in this particular normal summon combo, you need Slower Swallow as part of the material. So, for multiple reasons, you need to run Recital Starling. And also in this deck, you need to run Slower Swallow. You can't run like a DD Crow like I was mentioning. Alright, so Romulus, Flamberge, and Poplar. Sitting back Flamberge. This hand would have been great. I want to see this hand all the time going first. Alright, you want some like one guy over here and the rest on the left hand side just for like link zone purposes. You can summon the Slower Swallow. And go send Destrudo. We'll pitch this Call by the Grave. I don't think our opponent's got a hand trap. Alright, so now we're gonna use our good friend Destrudo. And Ancient Fairy Dragon. Alright, so we've done the exact same combo aside from the normal summon special summon difference. This is where it changes. Now, typically, you would search up Quick Fix Special with Ancient Fairy Dragon and then normal summon Drone. We don't have our normal summon anymore, so the way we change this up is we add Master Plan. And we're going to kind of leave our Ancient Fairy Dragon sitting there for a second. Also, of important note, I put Ancient Fairy Dragon on the far left-hand zone to keep it out of your link zone so it doesn't clog up anything. But now what we do is we use Relinquished Anima, which is something this deck in particular has access to that my previous combo does not. That's why I'm showing off the Snake-Eye Ash combo in this deck, this variant, because it actually has a much better just Snake-Eye Ash combo. So now you summon Anima because you don't need Linkuriboh in the deck because of no Curious. And you can summon Selene just by using level 1 monsters. I'll turn my heater off real quick. There we go. Alright, so now we have Selene on field, and Selene can summon from the graveyard or hand. We don't usually use her to summon Master from hand, but it's good to know that you can, right? So now we're going to search ourselves an Assault mission. And this is how we circumvent Drone not being able to be normal summoned. We special summon it. Go figure. So now we're going to summon Borg Blocker. We need to summon Borg Blocker in the far left-hand zone. The reason why is we need Helix in the far right-hand zone, and then we need the zone to the left of Helix clear. So we have to summon. This is the only zone Borg Blocker can work in. Chain Block Master Plan, of course. And now we get Quick Fix. Can use Ancient Fairy Dragon effect, special summon Quick Fix. It's as a minor note on technicality, we could have used Assault Mission to summon Quick Fix, but in the abstract, it's better to use Ancient Fairy Dragon first because let's say my opponent, for some crazy reason, he'll nib this long and they decide to nib exactly here. Having Assault Mission in graveyard is better than not having it. That's the only difference. When it's a comparable effect, use the one that you're more likely to have as like a backup resource. Or actually save that one, I guess. Alright, so now we're going to go into Double Helix. Once again in the right-hand zone to facilitate our Tri-Gate link without having to mess around. And we'll call Monster. And now we'll summon another Quick Fix. And this will finally get us access to our Big Red. And this will get us our Master Plan so we can start getting rescue missions into rotation and start looping and link climbing. You know, the Spyral Special. So we'll summon Master Plan. Activate. And at this point, we can just go ahead and go into Tri-Gate Wizard. And we can discard this rescue with one of our Quick Fixes. Start looping. Also, we can need our Last Resort, of course. And summon Master Plan. And get rescue. Now here's the funny thing about all of this. We now are going to summon our Firewall Dragon Singularity by going 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, hold on. Ooh, I need to. Sorry, you gotta sequence it right. So, 3 materials, 2 material, 1 material. There we go. So, you don't need to use Quick Fix. It doesn't really matter which one you use of Master Plan or Quick Fix, but this is how we're gonna do it. And now you're thinking, oh, why'd you link off your Tri-Gate Wizard? Well, Firewall Dragon Singularity has a secondary effect of when a monster goes to the graveyard that it's pointing to, you get to revive a Cyberse monster. And, well, Tri-Gate Wizard is Cyberse, go figure. So now, this is why Selene's been here this whole time. We haven't, dumped any of our material to Appaloosa. We can go ahead and make Appaloosa here. Selene goes to the graveyard, which triggers Firewall Dragon Singularity in a weird riff on Firewall Dragon's ult effect. And finally, to complete our board, summon Quick Fix, rescue back Master Plan, grab your final rescue as a bit of follow-up. And if you just want to be cute, it's not really relevant because Appaloosa has a link arrow, but we can summon our IP Masquerena and do a funny little V-Link. This is what normally happens in the full combo, and the full combo Masquerena is the card you revive off Singularity, not Tri-Gate Wizard. But when you're doing it this way, you can do a little fun V-Link. Again, not super relevant with this link zone here, but it's funny, which is the more important thing. And now we go search our sleeper. And we chose Summon Sleeper. Usually getting rid of these 3. Now, if you want to, you can get rid of Drone to have Spyral Resort back in your hand off of Barricade Board Blocker, but there's other cards to get. And technically, we kind of already have access to the cards we want, because we already have a Spyral Resort. We already have a Rescue Mission to recur that Drone that's in our graveyard. So, you know, we have this like nice little setup here. Now, if you wanted to, what you could have done is instead of going for Masquerena, you could have made a bigger Appaloosa. But I prefer to have the follow-up into the Masquerena as a secondary line of interaction that isn't just like something that can die to an Imperm, right? If my opponent drops an Imperm on right now, because they're crazy, they didn't use it earlier, I don't want like my 4 material Appaloosa to force my Trigate negate. I'd rather just let that resolve, and in a pinch I can like I can link off Masquerena and something else into Unicorn and fulfill my Trigate link again, and then make a draw a card and make a new Trigate Tri-Link setup. So yeah, that's the full combo of just Snake-Eye Ash normal summon by going through Spyral. And I'm going to say, this is a significantly stronger board than anything Snake-Eye is putting out with their full-ass combo, even with their Synchro stuff. This is just way stronger. I don't draw as many cards, I guess, because you don't do the Formula Secret stuff, but it's definitely way stronger than the Link combo. A fun thing about Fireball Dragon Singularity is because our combo goes through an Xyz and a Synchro automatically, it's going to be 2 bounces, and because our deck runs Illusion of Chaos, we can sometimes just get a Ritual in the graveyard randomly. Like, if you end up with an Illusion of Chaos in hand, and you could just discard it at some point because you don't need a card. Like, for instance, let's say this Gamma was an Illusion of Chaos. I could 1-for-1 it away for a piece of material, and then I'd have a triple bounce with Firewall Dragon Singularity, which is insane. It's like a 1-card board wipe, basically, on top of everything else we got going on. Anyhow, that's the combo. Let's get to the conclusion. Alright, so here's the deck one more time, and yeah, I would like to preface the fact that, generally speaking, you are never going to have a hand, or not never, you're rarely going to have a hand that only has normal summon Snake-Eye Ash. As you saw in that previous hand, I had Snake-Eye Ash plus 1-for-1, so I could have very easily used the 1-for-1 to get into the Spyral stuff, and that would have gotten me to the Secret Village, which would have been a slightly different setup where you end up with an Ib on the right-hand side instead of Double Helix to work as your spellcaster. I also believe you end up with a 4-material Appaloosa, and otherwise the same stuff: Sleeper, Trigate, Singularity, and Masquerena. But yeah, this is a pretty great deck, and the fun thing is, like, all the level 1 synergies let you run fun cards like Arthal and Jack in the Hand. And while I hate Arthal, it's fun when you have actually good level 1 cards to go get. And the other fun synergies with this deck, Diabellstar is a spellcaster. This doesn't come up a whole lot, but let's say like you do the Wanted into Diabellstar stuff after they stop your Soul's Quick Fix combo with hand traps. Diabellstar just kind of enables Master Plan, and not just Master Plan, but Celine, because it's a spellcaster, so you can do some link climbing with that. Let's say you open Soul's Quick Fix, and you have to link these 2 off to pop something with a Nightmare Phoenix. Well, then you go into Celine via Wanted into Diabellstar or whatnot, and that gives you a Celine access, and that's Master Plan access. So, you know, there's other, like, kind of fun synergies. The only thing I would probably change about this list that I have currently is, like, whether or not you want to run Gamma. I kind of like running a second Big Red, so you can trim down on some of these like generic spell card extenders that aren't like insane really. They're kind of conditional. And the other thing you might want to run is just some good non-engine, because there's not a whole lot of room for non-engine in this deck. That's like the big weakness it has compared to regular Snake-Eye. So, like, you know, maybe cut some of these cards down for Forbidden Drop. It's a really good going second card that is wonderful with Spyral and not too bad with the Snake-Eye stuff. If you can start, like, you know, put Flambridge in your spell trap zone, you could, you know, Forbidden Droplets it away and go ham, right? Basically, you could Droplets for 3 and then get 2 cards back. But yeah, that's about it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, and one more time, here's this is the combo that I made with this deck. Just, you know, you can see this deck one more time. So this is the Mjolnir stuff, which is fairly similar to the Kevin one. I just wasn't running Gamma because you have to run 2 main deck slots instead of 1. But I do have the cross out to kind of help make up for it. Yeah, other than that, here's the list one more time. And if I was going to run Anima in this list, you'd probably have to cut Nightmare Phoenix. No, that sounds bad. Yeah, I just wouldn't run Anima in this and not worry about the 1-card combo, because, like I said, the Snake-Eye Ash 1-card combo does not come up very often. And even if it did, in this combo, I would just, like, make an Appaloosa and live my life that way. Anyhow, everybody, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTuber jazz, and hopefully I'll have some more content coming up in the pipeline in the near future. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.